Hello and welcome everybody. It's Sunday evening here in the UK, and that means it's time to wrap up Misfits Racing League action here with Formula 2. Joining me for the F2, as always, is Mr. Alex Bitter. Alex, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
Hello, Unicorn. Very good, as always. Here on the Sundays, just to watch this F2 series, as we always like to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And Italy so far this week has given us such an exciting few races. It's just been absolutely exhilarating stuff here at the Temple of Speed. It's such a dynamic circuit. It's such a fast-flowing track. It's not called the Temple of Speed for no reason, but it is just absolutely incredible. The racing that it produces here. And F2, we've always seen it. It allows for a little bit of side-by-side through race sections of track that you don't normally see it. I don't think we're going to see too much of that here tonight. I think the overtaking spots are going to be fairly similar to what they are in the F1. But maybe side-by-side around Parabolica, potentially. We'll see what the drivers can come up with. Maybe a little bit more overtaking opportunity through the two Lesmos. But we'll see what happens. I think we're just waiting on one person before we get things started. But obviously turn 1 into that Rettifilio chicane. Always very interesting to see how that goes on the first lap. Of course, no formation lap either. So it'll be straight in for the drivers. 2 races, the feature race followed by the sprint race. Reversed grid for the top 8. The rest of them decided by the finishing results of the first race, of course. And to determine the grid of the first race, we'll have 1 shot qualifying. A big shout out to our partners, Next Level Racing. If you're looking for a sim racing rig, wheel stand, that kind of thing, be sure to check them out on their website via the link in the description down below. And of course, thank you to all you for tuning in, joining us here. YouTube, we've been here for the Formula 2 now for quite some time. We streamed APAC here earlier. It's sort of the place to be for the Misfits Racing League on a Sunday, whether it be morning, evening, afternoon, wherever it is that you may be. And obviously all of our race replays, highlights can be found here. I think, Alex, we just got that last driver in. I think we're ready to go here.
Yes, we are ready to go here on Italy. As you said, the Temple of Speed. Very, very fast. A lot of spots to overtake, even more than an F1, because that slipstream, that DRS is more powerful. You don't have the overtake button though, but you don't need it. So you only need to take care of your temps on the engine, and of course, taking care of the tires on this strategy.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. 10 seconds until we load into the one-shot qualifying session. As always, we'll see who it lands on. And we'll just follow them around for a lap here at the Temple of Speed. There is... Let's start finish straight. Almost loading screen. We'll see who we get put with today. And as always, we'll stick on board with them. Unless they have some sort of major incident or there's just dropping down particularly far. I thought straight into the action. It's one thing about the F2 you gotta love, Alex. There's no wait for any drama. It's always straight in. The timing tower in these one-shot qualifying sessions just dances around with everyone scrambling for a time at the same point in time. Dry weather, it would seem, for qualifying. We'll see what sort of dynamic conditions we can get for the race. Obviously, the weather is always a roll of the dice. But let's have a look. See what we get. Whether a weather report comes in via the chat or someone comes across elsewhere, but I'll have to wait and see.
Probably,
just waiting to load in.
If they don't really, well, if they don't update us, probably it's because, normally because it's dry. We'll see now. We are loading into this qualifying. We are on board with Psycho, who's just on Parabolica corner. Now he'll start a lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone on the soft compound tyre. And it's of no surprise because Psycho in the high-tech down towards turn 1 into the Rettifilio chicane. And this very, very dramatic in the first lap. Always taking as much of that second corner as he can. Out of there, though, no real problems for the high-tech driver. He's in P2 right now, only bested by Rutanius as it stands. Coming through the Curva Grande. A bit less impressive the speeds through here compared to the F1 class, but that's always the case when you're in an F2 car. Now into the De La Rocha chicane. A little bit sideways on exit, but he's still P2 as he makes his way down now towards the first of the two Lesmos. No problems through there. Fairly normal corner, especially in these F2 cars when they're just a little slower, a little bit more... well, just a little bit slow. I was going to say easier to control. That hasn't been the case for a lot of the drivers. Now flying down, DRS enabled into the Ascari chicane. There he comes into the first corner. A little bit deep, though, and that could be an invalidation. It is, and he drops. We'll go on board with Rutanius, who's leading things. Very, very unfortunate, Rutanius. He's in the BWT. I think Psycho actually crashed coming out of the Ascari chicane, so not good for him at all. But Rutanius in the F2 car that most accurately represents his F1 car's delivery. Although he was in the Alfa Romeo last night here in familiar territory, he sets a 128.1, and that is 6/10 faster than anyone else. So he will be happy with that one. Eric is P2. Welsh Toast rounds out the top 3. Psycho there getting disqualified, but we all know that already. But what a time for Rutenius. 6/10 clear at the top of things. Alex, it bodes well for the Dutch driver.
It really worked well, but right now Psycho probably might be mad there on the cockpit of that high-tech car as well. He got disqualified as he was on 3rd place, so he's not going to be happy, and he really wants to probably make ground here on the start and on the first laps of this future race on Italy.
Yeah, we'll see how everything goes when we get into that race. Like we said, instant action. There won't be a formation lap, so we'll just quickly go through the top 10. We've got Rutenius and Eric on the front row. Welsh Toast Henners. No, we won't. The countdown timer was completely inaccurate, so we've been cut off short there. So the starting grid, we'll have a few seconds, I think, to see it, but Rutenius very happy with the 4 points in chat that he gets for pole position. Obviously, the only point scoring position in qualifying. The top 10 will score points in the feature race, and the top 8 will score points in the sprint race. Mandatory pit stop has to be served after lap 3 here in the feature race, and no mandatory pit stop in the sprint. But like you said, Alex, I think we've correctly assumed that it is going to be dry weather here at Italy.
I think so, as it doesn't seem like we have any surprise. 10 seconds is right now the time left to this session to start. So we're waiting for Shane, we're waiting for Jimsy, and this will be on green flag soon.
Absolutely, we are just waiting now for Shane to load in. Fingers crossed everything's all good. It does look like that is the case. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights here on in Monza. And away we go then for the Formula 2. Rutenius. He's had a pretty strong race start. Henners, he's already passed Maxime B. And well, Welsh Toast had a terrible start, and he might just be able to get Eric down into turn 1 as they fly down into the first corner. There he goes up the inside. Someone's completely missed the corner pretty much.
J Games,
that was. Well, it's been a massive kerfuffle.
Psycho as well, and Maka. Safety car already. We have a safety car already. I think it was Maka and Psycho who had a contact there out of the first chicane. Yellow flag, things slowed down with the Delta. And not only that, but with the debris and the damage these cars can have right now. 5-second time penalty getting deployed there all over the place.
Yeah, that was... I think there's been another issue further down the grid. What has happened here? Shane is off. And there is another car, and that's a very questionable rejoin from Shane. Well, I actually don't know if he rejoined at all. He was lagging all over the place. He has got a serious connection problem, it would seem. And there he goes. He goes past Jean, who is going very slowly. I don't know what is going on.
We have a safety car. We have a safety car.
Yeah, so...
That's the issue.
I don't know how he's got past there, but he has.
I really don't know how this can affect the strategy, because some of these drivers really need to pit. They have damage on their front end, but probably can extend that damage till lap 3 and do the mandatory pit stop on that lap, because otherwise there will be a pit stop down, or at least on a very different track.
Eric. Eric's coming to the pits. Does he have damage? Because there's no way that this is just a tyre change. Surely not. Because this is a huge issue for him. I know it's the soft tyres, but...
I think I know what he's doing.
I
think he's putting this Redwall compound, and then after that, he wants to pit on lap 3 and put again the other compound he has, so he saves a pit stop. I saw this yesterday on another league with F2, and this worked pretty well. The driver was on 18th place with damage. He did this strategy. He pitted for the softer compound, and he put it again the harder, and he went to the end from lap 3. So I think Eric is trying to do that.
Well, we'll see how it works out for him. It's a very bold strategy, that's for sure. We know Eric to be some sort of a strategic genius a little bit when it comes to F2. He plays around with it a fair bit, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see. He'll be hoping it will be working out for him here. 12th place right now for him. He's on the fastest compound tyre though. But this does give us a little bit of a brief moment to see where everyone landed. We didn't even see the qualifying grid, but Rutanius right now leads the race. He started there and he stayed there. Hennis and Maxime B, they both gained 2 places on this opening lap, up into 2nd and 3rd. Welsh Toast, he's in 4th, down 1. Back row is up into 5th. Coffee Sipper in 6th. Varrock up 5 places into 7th. Williams is up 6 places into 8th. And Matt is up 8 places into 9th. Jean miraculously has managed to hold on to 10th place. Four-door Sedan is up 7 places from where he started this race. He is into 11th. Eric, he's down 10. We just saw him into the pit lane. Moen is down 2, but we saw him have a bit of an issue there. JA Games, he's down 5 places as well. Psycho's up 4. Shane is out. Moen's crashed. He's crashed under safety car.
Out of a Scary, he lost it, I think, on the second part of Scary, and then lost the rear part. Very difficult to handle, but I think he was pushing too much. So in a safety car, Eric Quintero, he'll be pitting right now on, I think, doing that strategy I just told you, because he's putting the harder compound, the mediums.
Well, the thing is here, I think it was Eric who brought it up to us, is that you can make that mandatory pit stop on the this very start of this if the pit lane is if the actual pit box for your team is past the line. So, well, I think that only takes precedent on the previous lap, but either way, it's going to work out for Eric here. So that is his mandatory pit stop done. He's gone back onto the mediums like you said. Is he going to get ahead of Maka here? He is. So nicely done from him ahead. There seems to be some sort of problem. For who is that? Shane missed
the braking point, I think.
Yeah, and under safety car, that's not what you want to be doing. He gets the 3-second penalty for corner cutting. And I believe this is his return to MRL after a ban in, I think, was it Baku?
Yep.
Yeah, so not the best start to his return. But 14th for him, he's up 2 places. He does have a penalty. Let's have a quick look at that situation on the penalties. It is big numbers for a lot of these people. Shane just misses the turn. He does not succeed around the first Lesmos. He's got 13 seconds of penalties to his name. Coffee Sipper, he's the highest driver right now. 6th place with a 5-second penalty. Varrock behind him, 10 seconds. Matt in 9th. And Jean and Fordor behind him all have 5-second penalties. Shane, we've just mentioned, has 13 in 17th. And Fabry Flame in 18th behind him. 5 seconds. But the safety car is coming in this lap. This is what we wanted to see. Racing. Moen coming across saying he's got technical issues with his controller. Yeah, I hate to see someone retire as a result of his mechanical issues, but Moen, appreciate you coming across the chat right now. Your teammate in tier 3 is about to let us all underway. And Rutanius, he darts straight into the pit lane. He's not the only one to do so. But we are away, and it's Welsh Toast looking at Maxime B as they come down towards turn 1 around the outside. He's looking for it here. Maxime late on the brakes, though. Really, really impressive stuff to outbrake the Charoux driver. And now, Wackrow around the outside of turn 2, coming out of the Retifilio chicane. Secures P3 away from his teammate. Not his teammate, sorry. Not those colours. Very similar on those colours. Welsh Toast is going to look for it up the inside into the De La Roche chicane. Is he going to find it? You can see there, you couldn't go side by side there in an F1 car, but you can here in F2. And he secures that position. Back row now. Back down to 4th. Williams, Jean, they exchanged coming through the first Lesmos. Jean up into 6th. Well, he's defending it. He was down into 7th. He's still dancing on it. And Williams drops down to 8th. Psycho slots up into 7th as well.
And he's getting this lift from Ojan. He will try it on a Scar. We will see he's looking there on the inside. He's on the mediums though. Less grip should be for the high-tech driver, but the R2 driver Jan, he's there on the outside. The Uruguayo there on Ascari. Oh, and Psycho loses the car. Oh, but that's a big save. I don't think he has damage though.
No visible damage.
He tries to avoid the rejoin, the dangerous rejoin with Eric, sorry. But, well, I think he avoided well, because now Eric is just ahead. We have an exchange as well there on the high part of the grid. It's Wellstone's Coffee Sipper right now overtaking back row, but they have a Livestream. They don't have the RS. Coffee Sipper will try to do the double. He's doing the double overtake there on the main straight. He's now on the outside par. We'll see who's braking later. It's like Coffee Sipper, the Dutch driver, will try to hold it. Wellstone's will try to do the switch back. He is on the outside. He's on the outside. There's space for both of the cars. It seems like Coffee Sipper seemed like he was going to squeeze Wellstones, but he left the space, and Wellstones with a very good exit out of the first chicane. He will be on Curva Grande just ahead.
Yeah, lovely little battling coming out of these guys. Now he's going to try it up the inside. Not quite working out for him. Back row's looking on as well.
BSC.
What's happened here? Matt, he's crashed out of Ascari.
Yeah, Ascari again. Very, very dangerous spot as we saw.
Moen's rejoined as well, which is peculiar.
Yeah, I think he had some issues.
Well, he's out of this race. Oh,
yeah.
But he's getting back in for that second race, I would assume.
Exactly. Very bad luck for Matt there. Very tricky spot on F1. We saw it on all week long, and now with the F2, I think probably even more difficult.
Yeah, a lot of traction problems people have with these cars. Henna's still leading. Also, Alex, when do you think Rutenis is going to end in this one? He came into the pit lane in a very bold call. Straight after that safety car restart, he's all the way down in 15th right now. A huge gap to Shane ahead of him. And well, here goes. Hennis is not nailed that start. Look at Maxime B. Look at the pace he's got. In comparison, look at the speed coming out of the IRT right now. Past the Carlin of Hennes. There is nothing Hennes could do. Back row, Coffee Sipper. They're going back at it once again. And it's back row up the inside of the Dutchman into turn one. But Coffee Sipper defends beautifully around the outside. Can back row find the switchback? He might just here. He's on the medium combat attire. There will be a switchover at some point. Not quite yet. But can he get him? Late on the brakes into Rogier. Not going to happen.
John is lurking there. He knows they can't do a mistake. And he's he's ready to put the gun there and take one of these places, if not both. At the moment, the gap is very, very close. But he loses a little bit of time there on Lesma 1. And the DRS, he'll have it, but not enough since for overtake back row or Coffee Sipper, but back row will try it.
Yeah, he's going to look for it around the outside into the first corner into Ascari. He's got a lot of pace on him, but Coffee Sipper could defend this. He will try, but he will not succeed. Back row now up into the podium place. And with the penalty that Coffee Sipper and Jean have got.
Ooh, Psycho's out. At least not out, but he's on Ascari. They're trapped on the gravel. He lost it on Ascari as well. He's the third driver he was seen. So they too not take the best control of that exit on the curves. Very bad luck as I was on board with Maka, who was just catching Barak.
Well, here come some of the leaders into the pit lane. Coffee Sipper, another penalty. This time for speeding in the pit lane. Oh my, he won't be too happy with that one. Eric on the rear of JA Games here. A lot of speed coming out. The Univirtuosi car on the inside. JA Games defending. And JA Games defends. In third place, he will not lose out yet. But coming through the Curva Grande, can Eric find a way past? It's going to be side by side. He's ahead now. Can he stay ahead as they come down into the De La Rogier chicane? He can. He is well and truly ahead. And JA Games there just not having too much fun in the dirty air behind. You can see now as well, the pit window has well and truly opened up wide. People are into the pit lane, getting onto some medium compound tyres. Maxime B, the only driver left on this track who started on the soft compounds, who is still on them.
Bro, I think is the other driver who has not pit. But he's on the medium, so he will be trying to stretch it even more. Henry says a 3-second time penalty right now on P8. He was leading this race for some laps. Right now, behind Rutenius is the net. I don't want to say the leader. I think the net leader is Eric, and he has a lot of gap from him to Rutenius.
Eric's done very well here. If that strategy, like you said, worked out for him, oh, look at it now, Alex. It's a strong strategy. Maxime B into the pit lane. JA Games with a 3-second time penalty, and it's just going miraculously well for Eric right now. What a incredible strategy we've seen from him. He is someone I feel who has, just sort of worked out the best way to execute some strategies here in F2. A lot of these drivers there was and in this division, and it's paying off right now. P2 for him. Maxime B, he's going to come out of the pits just ahead of Hennes. Nice from him. Little undercut there, a little overcut, sorry, which is a little bit surprising, I think.
Seems here now he's looking for the move then on Borog on the first on in the first straight, on the main straight, it seems like a very easy move. Let's see on the braking if Boro can save something about that. Right now, the Univertosi car on the inside, he leaves the space, and it seems like a pretty easy move for the Univertosi. Right now, Coffee Sipper as well, very close on Williams. They're almost on the same strategy, but now Coffee Sipper will try to break later on the second chicane. There's contact, but there's still space for Williams. Coffee Sipper will take that place on the MP Motorsport car, and right now up into 11. But John will take a look as well, and he follows the Dodge driver.
Yeah, excellent sort of just pounce from Jean there. I love a good just sort of opportunistic move when you see someone going slow out of an exit. Maybe it's as a result of a mistake, maybe it's as a result there of an overtake from someone else, and they just pounce through. Who's that? We've got another full course yellow. Is it a VSC or is it a full safety car?
Yeah, it's a safety car. That's very bad luck for Eric. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Eric told me something yesterday, and it was, don't commentate tomorrow, because both times I've won here on MRL F2, you were never commentating, so probably I jinxed him. Now a safety car for him, lap 9 of 15. He had this win on the pocket, and now all the grid will have to group, and will be compact, and will be very difficult to stretch that gap with Rucenius, who should be the second driver there after all the pit stops.
Yeah, Rucenius poised to sort of take this race now. He's got out. Well, he didn't beat the safety car out, but he is past it. He's been allowed to overtake it. He hasn't caught the rear of it because back row beat the safety car out. So this is an interesting opportunity here. I wonder what sort of tyre strategies, what tyre calls we see. Whether we see someone come in for softs that we didn't necessarily expect, but we do expect the likes of back row, JA Games, Maka to come into the pit lane. Oh, yes, they will come in. They will come in. I was about to say, can JA and Maka stay out? I don't think they can. I think they pitted just one lap too early to get their mandatory pit stop done. But everything's calmed down a little bit. We had a very dramatic opening stint. Instantly brought out the safety car. This is the second safety car. The third full course caution. We had, of course, the VSC as well. There we go. Eric's into the pit lane. Eric is coming in. He is not satisfied with these old mediums. He does not want to be on those tyres. He does not want to be on the slowest tyres on the grid. And I think with the time behind, he should be all right, Alex. He might still have some sort of opportunity here. Look at the gap between him and, let's say, Coffee Sipper. There's a huge gap there.
I don't think Coffee Sipper is diminished. I think it's Rucenius will
in
win as well. But the thing is, not the time right now will vanish. Maxime Amheners will take the lead, it seems, of this race. After it was actually before the pit stops, they will stay there on the mediums. It's very interesting to see this because both of them will have a fresh set of mediums for the next race. But, well, all of these drivers are putting actually this soft compound. Probably Eric actually putting mediums. There's a lot of mixed strategy right now, so I really don't know which tire, if it will be fresher or not, we'll have on the sprint race. So right now, Maxime and Henry's leading. Henry has a penalty though.
Yeah, Maxime looking quite comfortable up there in lead of things. He is, like you say, penalty free. Henner's behind him's got a penalty. Back row behind him's got a penalty. Back row on those softs, they could be very quick. They could be really dangerous in this one. But again, that penalty, it's a good time under a safety car to take a little bit of a look at the penalty situation. It's 3 seconds for Henner's, it's 5 seconds for back row. JA Games has 3, Welsh Toast has 5, Coffee Sipper has 8, Williams, Fabry Flame both have 5 apiece, Varrock has 13 seconds, and Shane has 16 seconds there in 16th place. So a little bit fitting, but not exactly impressive for him. He will not be happy with that. But I think we're going to go around one more time. Lap 12 should be the lap we get restarted on. Fingers crossed, because we want to get back to that green flag racing.
Really want, because we had action there on the first stint before the pit stops. After that safety car who was deployed on lap 1 on turn 2 and 3, I think there was contact there between some drivers. And now, well, we had some laps of action and another safety car. So we will see who can take that safety car restart well, on his advantage, and well, will how important will be for these drivers to keep it there on track. And the penalties, of course, you have all these drivers one stop, and as we know, we're on the last stage of this feature race, and the penalties can really affect on the final result.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the safety car, you know, it bunches people up. We always have to stress the importance of keeping it clean in these races. You see it time and time again. It never fails to prove its point. The fact that penalties can really be race ending. You know, we saw it yesterday. Azir at his home Grand Prix. What a drive he had. Crossed the line P1. Demoted to P3 as a result of penalties. So, you hate to see it. But it is, you know, a part of racing. And keeping your nose clean can, in some cases, make you slower. So, it's a risk, you know. How much do you want to push for the fastest lap time? And in the same vein, how much do you want to be careful? Williams, has he had a problem here? He's been overtaken by Fabry Flame. And I think there might be a little bit of shuffling going on. No one knows who should be in front of who. He's got an M plate missing. I wonder whether he's just clipped the wall somewhere.
Seems like he's lagging, so probably he teleported behind the campus racing car. We'll see after this race, because it was very, let's say, interesting, because sometimes it can happen that you can have a lag spike and the car just teleports behind someone, and if it fits on their safety car, can be even major as well. There's our bad stop.
It's going around again, Alex. I know four-door sedan there isn't exactly close, but Shane here, he's rejoined the rear of this grid. I'm going to say it would have been nice to see it go here. And, well, there goes Williams into the pit lane.
Yeah, he had damage, Borok, 5-second time penalty for speeding on the pit lane, so both drivers will go on that pit lane, and well, they will have to recover that time that they lose right now. Of course, they are serving the penalty. At least Borok is serving that penalty, and now he'll change for the soft compound, and he'll try to go, well, not try to go to the end. It's easy to go to the end right now. We're on lap 12, and we'll have 3 laps of green flag racing. But the most important thing is to be able to catch this grid as they are entering sector 2. I think it will be close, as the leaders will have to slow down their just entering sector 3.
Yeah, fingers crossed we get that, you know. I mean, the safety car's been out long enough now that you've got to imagine it is going to come into the end of this lap. It has to, surely. Maxime B right now. The ART, Christian Lundgaard's car. Up at the front of things. We haven't really seen him too much this race. We've been under safety car for quite some time now. We didn't really see too many of the moves that led him through. But he's got himself into P1. He's ahead of Eric, who's in P4. Safety car is coming in. We have got a confirmation from race control. And this time, we've got 3 cars hanging off the back of this grid. So, it's just coming in purely because of the length of time it's been out and the fact that most of this grid is, in fact, all as one. And it's this man right here, the Canadian, Maxime B. Gonna be taking us away. Let's see what he can do. Everyone warming their tires there. Everyone's very bunched up. Maxime B. He's keeping the pace steady. He's not doing anything wrong, but he is bunching this grid up.
The safety car, I think, right now is on the pit lane, so it's up to Maxime when to put that throttle down. Right now, still waving. He does not want to change that speed. He wants to wait to the last minute, and now he's putting that throttle down. Green flag, and Harris was not caught up. The Carling driver is right now on the slipstream of Maxime. He's right on the inside. Maxime defends on the outside. We will see who breaks later. It seems like the British driver will try it. Oh, Maxime really wide, so tries to hold that position, but Henner, will be ahead. Back row as well, very close on that Trident car.
Big crash behind. Sorry to interrupt, Alex, but Wells Toast and Eric have come together coming out of the Rettifilio chicane.
Very, very unlucky. He was leading by a huge margin, the Spaniard driver, and now he will fall. As well as Psycho, he has a mistake on the second chicane. driver who has been really suffering today.
Jean just had a brilliant move on the inside of Coffee Sipper, and Coffee Sipper's dropping now. He's lost the position to Rutanius as well, and he might lose the position to Jimsy as well. That Uni Virtuosi car steaming past. JA Games on the inside of back row, looking for it into Ascari. Actually, he's being overtaken. He's just trying to look for it on the outside. My bad.
Rutanius went dive on, he dived on Giant on Ascari, but he went wide on the second corner of the chicane. As Eric, I think he has another mistake out of Ascari. He lost traction there as Jan is almost side by side with Rutanius. He will try to do the switch back there, but Softs working very good for the Dutch driver. J Games goes wide, and Maka will take that inside line. Maka up into before he doesn't have penalty, so this can be a podium for the Welsh driver.
Yeah, running wide there, not ideal, but JA Games is on these mediums. You anticipate that they'll be slower than the softs. We'll see if he can hold off Rutanius. We'll see where the Dutchman lands in all of this. He's got no penalties, neither does Maka. And Maka, what a recovery drive he's had. If I remember correctly, on the first lap of this race, he was completely down. Broken front wing, etc. Caught up in a lot of lap 1 drama. Now he sits in P4. He'll be very happy with that one. I can be assured of that. And we'll see what he's doing in the second race. Well, the penultimate lap here in Italy. And now, behind here, we have got Varrock, Shane, side by side. Shane
takes the escaping road. Good answer there, because he saw he was going wide, and he took that escape road very fast. We're right now on lap 14. Henry is on the lead. He has a penalty though of 3 seconds worth of it. He had 3 seconds, 5 for back row. Maxim is clean, so he just needs to keep it there on track. He's right now on P2, and it seems like he has the same pace as Henry, so looks very good for the Canadian driver.
Rutanius, a little bit of grass being kicked up, but he does find his way past JA Games to P5. Again, the soft tires really working out, but JA Games a little bit later on the brakes as they come through. Parabolica just squeezes back past Rutanius, who finds a way past. JA Games is out. There's a massive crash with Jean, and both drivers are out. We will not have a safety car because of the moment in this race, the late stage. Those cars are literally on top of one another. That's a huge crash.
I was on the POV of J Games, and he lost it there on Parabolica. I don't know. I really don't know right now if there was contact or something. Or he went straight there into the exit of the gravel. As James is very close on Coffee Sipper, fighting for that sub 6 spot. Coffee Sipper has a penalty though, but right now we are on last lap, and this is for position. We have Jimsy there trying to take the switch back. Coffee Sipper defense very good. They are on the same tire and the same age, and it seems like a very equal battle.
Yeah, pretty much a perfect defense there coming out of Coffee Sipper. Really impressive drive today. Again, that penalty will hurt him. I think he's actually got 8 seconds, so he could drop quite substantially in this grid. And we've seen that from him. His driving ability in terms of just on-track performance is good, but his penalty he seems to have a habit of picking up just a few too many penalties. Obviously, you want to keep yourself clean, but he seems to have a habit of picking up a fair few that really sour his driving ability because it drops him through this grid. But it's going to be Hennes coming through the final corner here in Italy around Monza, picking up P1 here on track. But that penalty should promote Maxime B, who is weaving in celebration because he knows he's won. Maka from last on this grid, pretty much similar to what Sergio Perez did in Bahrain last year in the Sakir Grand Prix. Maka picks up P2. It's not quite the win that Sergio Perez saw from last, but a very good job from him there. Hennes, he still finds himself on the podium in P3. But what a first race. What a first race. That was a great start to the evening. Don't go anywhere though, ladies and gentlemen. We will have a sprint race in just a moment. Four-door sedan picks up driver of the day for the evening. But if you are enjoying, this is Misfits Formula 2 action here, always on the YouTube channel rather than on our Twitch, where we have most of our other league racing action in the F1 cars. But if you are enjoying, please do hit that like button. It helps us out a lot. And be sure to check out our partners as well. Next Level Racing, if you're looking for a sim racing rig, wheel stand, that kind of thing. Check them out in the link in the description below. But what a drive from Maxime B. It was a fairly quiet drive. We didn't see too many moves from him, Alex, but He kept it there. He did lose the position to Hennes, but obviously the Hennes there, the 3-second time penalty relegating him to third. So the first race, Maxime B sits P1. Maka comes home in P2. Hennes, third place. Rutanius, he picked up 4 points in qualifying for pole position, only able to translate that to fourth. His tyre strategy didn't work out well. He risked it. He gambled coming into the pits straight after the safety car. That did not pay off for him at all. Back row, he finishes fifth. Jimsy, sixth from 13th on the grid. And four-door sedan, when he picked up driver of the day for a reason, 18th to 7th. What a drive from him. Coffee Sipper manages to secure 8th place. It would have been 2 places gained for him, though, had he finished in the 6th place he was in. But he gets demoted as a result of 8 seconds of penalties. Welsh Toast as well. 5 seconds of penalties for him. Williams rounds out the point scoring finishes here in 10th. Eric, Fabri Flame, Psycho, Shane, Varrock finish the race. Jean, JA Games, they get qualified, but they both crashed out in the final corner on what I believe was the penultimate lap in a very, very dramatic incident. Matt Moen, the other 2 drivers, failing to finish here. Moen as a result of some physical issues with, I believe, a controller or something along those lines. But like I said, we've got a sprint race in a moment. Alex, any predictions before we go into the shorter of the 2 races?
I really don't know. We have seen right now, and we have seen this week's, how bold can be to predict some of these races. And, well, I really don't know what to say, and really don't know which driver can be there. I think Rutinius can fight there for the win on the sprint race.
Absolutely. Coffee Sipper starting pole as well. We'll have to see where he lands. Four-door sedan, he's proved that he can gain places. Can he keep them? He's only got pace around here, coming from 18th to finish 7th. He'll start 2nd this time. He's only got 1 person to overtake and stay ahead of. So, again, a strong case can be made there for him. But it looks like we've got a little bit of a problem with JA Games and his connection to the lobby. He's just closed there. So fingers crossed he can get back in as quickly as possible. But there is no formation lap, so he'll probably be absent from the start of this race. It depends how quickly he can get that game turned around. I'm just waiting for everyone to reload now. You can see there that JA Games is missing from the tower, but we've got 30 seconds. Fingers crossed he can rejoin.
He should be able. Not the first time we have this this personal issue. So sometimes one driver can be there holding the lobby, but it seems like the issue will be fixed soon. 10 seconds left for the sprint race, and will be the last race of this week on MRL.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been such a great week of racing here at Monza. Singapore next week. Very, very different track. We go from the fast temple of speed to there, but here we are. We're here for the final race of the week. Like you said, it's lights out and away we go for the sprint race here. And who is that? Moen. He's just completely failed to get his car straight. He's just gone straight around and taken Neon with him. He's joined here for this race. Rutanius. He expected a good start. A good start is what he's got. He is already up into P2, and it might be P1 as Coffee Sipper misses the second corner of the Rettifilio chicane. But as Rutanius up into P2, a lot of position shoveling elsewhere. We've got 3 cars here battling for what looks like 6 players. It's Maxime B, back row, and Fabri Flame.
Very close back row. Had to yield there. There's a safety car already.
Oh, there's been a massive crash behind. What's going on here? There is huge amounts of debris. There is a lot of cars. Psycho is into the wall. Neon's there as well. Jean is struggling too. But there looks like there's a massive amount of debris. Look at the penalties that have already been accumulated here. Let's have a quick look at them before we even look at anything else. Look at the numbers. 5 seconds for 9 drivers. 2 penalties for Varrock and Neon. I think Neon, that might be a little bit unfair. At least one of them, I assume, is from Moen. And his terrible, terrible start. And it's absolutely atrocious. We have got a safety car. We won't be restarting the lobby. Because we did get the safety car and only 2 drivers are out. So no need to restart considering that the game pulled out the safety car.
Exactly. We're good. I think these drivers really can try to pit. We will see a lot of drivers pitting. I will assume as they will want to serve that penalty, or well, if they have damage, of course, replace it. Back row will be one of those to change the tires. But I really don't know what they will be doing on the strategy. Probably putting softs and try to go to the end?
Close to the end. Seems like a little bit of a stretch, but we'll have to see what happens because, well, you know, you got effectively 10 laps. And, you know, softs, they don't typically last, you know, they don't last anywhere near as long as the mediums. We'll see what these guys can do. Tire management is going to be critical.
Skipper took that first place. I think he started there as well, very close on that pole position.
He started pole, yeah.
I think he started pole. Routine, as I told you, very good start, but still is lap 2 from 11. We can't say anything there until we see the checkered flag. Zimzi stays on P3. Further Sedan will lose 2 places. Henners, Maxim, Fabriflin with 5, Shane with 6, Mad with 9 places gained. There are the real winners on that first lap. Back row losing 8, Williams losing 9, and Maka as well losing 8. And Psycho not only losing 5, but losing that front wing as well on the second chicane.
Yeah, absolutely. And just look at the positions gained. I think you mentioned it there. Retaining his start. You can't say anything too early, but he has got an incredible, you know, incredible track record at race starts. Especially when he's using controller, which I do believe he is doing in these F2 races, given that he doesn't have access to his wheel at the moment. And I think he likes the pad start. He really does. And up 3 places. You can see why Ford Sedan, not a great start for him. He's down 2. Henners, he's up 1. He had a good first race. So see if he can keep himself penalty free. It would have been a win for him. Oh no. That does not bode well at all.
Oh no.
That is terrible, terrible news. I don't know if we're going to be able to get in here again.
Don't think so. I think this is the spectator glitch that won't let us see anything.
Yeah, we have had this before. And, well, we've actually been put in a cycle, so I wonder whether... Alex, if you stay in the lobby, we'll see if we can get back in. Because it's kicked you completely. Well, I'll get you an invite back. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to love the F1 Codemasters games. Give us a quick moment while we try and get ourselves back into the lobby. But if not, it would seem that we are going to struggle to commentate the rest of this, of course. But until then, we appreciate you hanging on. But obviously there's not a lot we could do when the game doesn't play ball like this. But right now, definitely not letting us back into the spectator.
I'm on the lobby, but I can't spectate. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, spectating definitely gone in this lobby, which is a huge problem for us. So I don't know whether... I don't know what lap we were on. We only just started the sprint race. I don't know whether we could get a restart going. But we'll have a quick look here. But thank you, everyone, for just hanging on for a second. And we'll see if we could do anything. I wonder whether there was a car free, Alex. So I wonder whether I could select the car and retire. So I'm going to try this. Fingers crossed we can get in this scenario.
That might work, yeah.
I actually can't ready up, so I think the lobby is well and truly broken. I'm gonna try and rejoin. Alex, if you could give me an invite there to the lobby. Gonna try and join as a driver rather than a spectator, then retire the car. And if that works, then, ladies and gentlemen, we can avoid a restart. I don't know whether... Well, let's have a look here. Let's see. Got myself in Lucas Giotto's car, but it does not look like it's going to work, which is very, very unfortunate. So give us a quick moment as to whether we will restart this race.
Yes, I think this will be a restart. So we'll be soon there as all the lobby is glitched. So all the drivers who are in on this game, sorry, on this game on this lobby, might know that there is a restart, and it will be announced as the lobby is setting up right now. So if you're a driver and you're listening this, or you know how to say it to a driver, just address it to them. So this can be, well, more dynamic. Thanks.
Yeah, the game has glitched to everyone in the chat wondering what's going on. We have got a glitched lobby, so we're just going to be restarting it. We'll let Alex do his magic, get a new lobby up and running. And when we've got that, we will have that sprint race all over again. Obviously, we've already had the feature race. We don't need to redo that. We'll just be doing the shorter version of the race. But until that time, we appreciate your patience. Of course, we can't help it when these issues arise. It's obviously not our game. We don't make it, but it is very, very unfortunate. So we'll see what happens in terms of the second lobby. Hopefully, this race start might be a little bit cleaner than the one we had. But we'll just have to wait and see. Give us a few minutes here to get, obviously, the custom grid set up, the weather set up in the way that it was. But, like we say, no power over it, so we'll see. And as always, we just thank you for your patience. You know, you guys understand that we don't control this game, and the game doesn't like to play ball very often. Alright, so the new lobby is now up. We've got drivers joining in. We're getting this lobby populated pretty quickly. And like Alex said, if you are on the live stream, we are restarting just to confirm. So make sure you get yourself into this new lobby. I think we've got most people out. Everyone's got the notification either from watching the stream or, of course, the notification that went out in the Discord. But for the drivers, thank you for sticking with us. Obviously, a little bit of extra time commitment when an issue like this happens. We've got the grid just being set now. You shouldn't have to pit stop, no. It will still be the sprint race, so there will be no mandatory pit stop required. Same rules as a normal sprint race. But of course, there's just no feature race before it. I think, Alex, we've already got pretty much everyone in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think we almost. So we should right now customize the grid, and we might be ready soon.
Well, a big shout out to Alex as well for sorting out the custom grid. It takes a little bit of tweaking to get everything sorted, and that's what takes time when we have to restart these lobbies. We have to set the grid in a very sort of, it's a time consuming way. You have to move everyone up and down. You can't just give someone a position. You have to move them up and then. But yeah, fingers crossed this lobby works. The other lobby, completely broken. No one could get in or out. We've got everyone in now, I think. And that means that we could get the grid finalized, get the racing back underway. And that's what we're all here to see. Obviously, with the restart being the case as well, it gives the dynamic. Everyone will be on fresh tires, presumably the same tires that the utmost optimal. We'll see. I think it's probably going to be pretty much a sea of mediums, just avoiding that pit stop. They should be able to go all the way. A red flag in the race. Well, this basically is a red flag. We're basically restarting the session as a result of a red flag. No, it's not a restart mid-race, though. The difference being we're starting again from the 5 red lights. But obviously a red flag wouldn't work because we aren't able to get back into that session. And of course, just wait until that announcement is given out to ready up. The grid still being sorted. And once it is, like we said, it's a time-consuming process to get that grid finalized. But once it's fixed, we'll go. And well, the action we had in the first race was excellent. Weather as well should be sorted. But I can't thank you guys enough for sticking around. It really does suck when we get these glitches that kick us out of the lobby, force a restart. And yeah, it's just a time-consuming process, so everything will get sorted out.
I think it should be now.
And the only thing, if you've got the grid set up, weather, switch from dynamic to dry, and I think that's everything.
Sure. Yep.
That we need. There it is. Everything's done. So with that, I think we are well underway for getting things restarted here, which is wonderful. And drivers are now getting readied up. You can see there the check marks increasing on the right hand side.
Yeah, everything should be good right now, so we're waiting, and I'm really excited to see this. Of course, we had a little bit messed start there on the sprint race, but I think now with experience they have seen, then probably they can take a pretty decent start. I really wish, because we really like this racing here on F2. It will be as we can't simulate a sprint race, as you have to go first with the feature race. We'll do a feature race of 25%. The drivers do not have to pit. It's not mandatory. And well, of course, they can go to the end with one of the tires. They have to reload the setup, of course.
Yeah, and I think that tyre difference, it plays a bigger role when we have to restart F1, I think. Here in F2, it's not quite as big of a deal. There's no constructors' points really running on the line. Obviously, there is that F2 championship, but it's a community event. Anyone could join. It's not quite as intense, I don't think. But there's still a few people that like to be here week in, week out, trying to score as many points as possible. And you don't want to hurt their chances. But here we go. 10 seconds now on that clock up at the front. We will get things well underway here. Alex, considering you started out the grid, we'll let you take it away for the 5 red lights.
Would you give me the honors?
Indeed. Given that
okay, so
I know how that goes, but here we go.
Well, we have the lights here on Monza. We have the lights on Italy. 5 red lights on Monza, and away we go. It seems like a very good start for Ford sedan, but not enough to get Coffee Sipper. Zims is very close. The Universosi actually will try to take both, but he's boxed in before turn 1. Doesn't seem like there's any major issue. Rusinj will try it on the inside. He was on P4 and now trying to climb those places. The BWT car really close. Furtherson having a very good exit for the lead, but Coffee Saber will stay there, as well as Jimsy on the slipstream of both. There's a yellow flag. I think it's Matt who lost the rear end on the first chicane, and Furtherson will try to move there on the inside line of the second chicane, but Coffee Saber holds the brakes later. Oh, what a good exchange we haven't seen here, Unicorn, on this Lesmo. They are still side by side.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant start for these two. Shane had caused a huge issue through the Curva Grande, but here we go. It's Jimsy now looking for a run out of the second Lesmo. Can he get it? I don't think he's quite got enough straight line speed to take four-door sedan. Maybe being bold on the brakes. Again, another issue for Shane in Sector 2, but it's Rutanius late on the brakes around the outside coming through Ascari. You love to see it. He didn't quite get the start he wanted. Who is this? Moen is off. And it looks like there's another car with him too. It's Jean. There's been a huge crash.
Yeah, they're both out on Ascari. I think the second part of the Ascari chicane. And of course, Williams as well. Having an issue, I think, on Parabolica. He doesn't have damage, but I think he lost traction or the entry speed. Neon, I think, took both of them. Not only Williams and Psycho, but Psycho will try to do the comeback there on the main straight against the Campos Racing car, the McLaren driver for Tier 1, as J Games have his retirement, I think, on the pit lane.
Jimsy spun in the first corner. He's come off in the Rettifilio chicane. He has to let everyone by pretty much. My goodness. That shakes things up a bit. Back row now, looking at Rutanius. And Rutanius is looking at Hennes as they come down into the Della Rochia chicane. It's Rutanius defending now rather than attacking. He doesn't want to be on the back foot as they come into the first Lesmos. It's back row on the inside. Maxime B, he's having a little look as well. The BWT car. And he backs out coming through into Lesmos 2. Back row ahead. JA Games, like you said, he's called it quits in the pit. His teammate now, Shane, calls it quits as well. What a start here.
Now Williams on the back of Psycho. Actually, Psycho had a moment in the second chicane, and Williams had to save it, as well as Psycho went to the gravel a little bit on the outside. And, well, we have a double exchange. This back row going wide on the exit of Ascari. We have yellow flag. I think someone missed it there on it's for the sedan. Actually, having a mistake, he was on P2, and now down into P13. So there's a massive exchange, and right now Maxime and Rutanius are side by side on Parabolica. This is not the great spot to have an overtake if you have to carry the speed to the main straight. Rutanius, the tier 3 driver, will shake just ahead of the Americas driver, Maxime the Canadian, who's right now just on the slipstream, trying to cut there on the inside. Maxime, a little bit of contact, but it's nothing major as Maxime goes down the inside, but it's Maka.
Came from absolutely nowhere and lunged up the inside of both of them and get Rutanius. Neon now. We didn't see him in the first race. We didn't see him too much in that first sprint race either. Now he's looking around the outside of the Curva Grande, looking for it in the inside down into the Della Rochia chicane, and there he goes up into P6. He is up 14 places from where he started. Rutanius, his fellow countryman, is looking for P4 from Maka. He lost the position through here last lap. This lap he gains a position. He goes up into P4. Neon, what a drive this man is having right now. Up 14 places. The now tier 1 driver is really carving his way through this. So Coffee Sipper from pole is having a great race. A much better start than he had last time out. Here we go. Down into the corner. The first one of Ascari. It's Rutanius out to P4. Neon looking at it around Maka. There's a little bit of contact. Maka's forced wide, and back row is looking to profit from all of this. Eric as well. Where's he come from? As they go down towards Parabolica, Eric is up into P5. He's overtaken about 3 people. Back row's got damage. He is understeering massively, forcing Neon one, which puts Psycho into P6. And they're still side by side.
Neon with his slipstream on Psycho. He has the DRS as well. Everyone has DRS, actually. But Neon has a very good run out of Parabolica. It won't be enough, it seems, for a move on turn 1. Or
back
it
row,
will
huge
be...
lunge.
What happened there? Was well toast?
He completely missed his braking point into turn 1.
I think the damage was the issue, probably.
Well, either way, Maka still side by side with Psycho here. Coming down into the Della Rochia chicane. I'm going to find a problem for Jean at the back of things. And things are calming down, Alex. We've got a little bit of a moment of calm after a very, very dramatic opening few laps.
You think so? Right now, Matt on the outside of Borok. On the second checking, what a move from the Carlin driver. He got DNF'd on the first race, but right now he's there. They're pushing. Right now on P14, he gained 4 places, and right now catching a 4-door sedan who lost 11 places. Not the best start for him. Back row right now with Damage trying to make a move on Williams on the back straight. There before Ascari, Williams should try to put that nose, but he takes a 2-second time penalty there for his efforts, cutting that the entry of Ascari very difficult to take.
Absolutely, and I'm a little bit disheartened by that. Jimsy, sorry, looking at 4-door as they come down towards Parabolica. Can he find a move in that Univirtuosi? He can't, not quite close enough to the Campos ahead of him. And everything's spacing itself out. But there's still a lot of tight action on the grid as we cross onto lap 5 of 8. Not too long to go. It's a very short race. As well, here we go. Jimsy, this now must be the opportunity for him. Looking around the outside of turn 1. And finally he does before the corner. Bit deep though, yeah.
And for the sedan, what a switchback. That was beautiful. That was textbook from the Campos Racing driver. Right now they're side by side still. This Jimsy had a bad entry on turn 2. The exit was not that bad. That's Fodorsan had to lift a little bit there on traction to not hit the Univirtuosi driver. There's a space for both of the cars. Fodorsan down the inside there for the second chicane, and he will take 12th place at the moment. Neon very close on Eric. Will try to do the same after Lesmo 2. Eric braking more than expected, I would say, on Lesmo 2, and Neon will have that DRS. Eric doesn't have anything to defend. He's vulnerable right now, and Neon, they're up into P5, but Eric, a very aggressive driver, I don't think he will let him by it right now.
He didn't have much of a choice. Look how far ahead Neon is now coming through out of Ascari. He is a man on a mission from last to 5th right now. How much higher can he climb? He's got his fellow countryman and friend Rutanius ahead of him right now in that BWT Race Lab car. Varrock, Matt is off at Ascari. He is facing the wrong way. Resets to track to boot. It is not his day, and Stewart's won't be happy with that one.
Rutanius is there on the slipstream DRS right now. Maxime is waving a little bit, but Rutanius will take the left part of the main straight. Right now it seems like a pretty easy move right. He's there on the podium positions. A little bit of drift there on the exit of the chicane, and the Dutch driver ahead of Maxime. Neon, another Dutch driver, will try to do the same. And well, Coffee Sipper, another one, fellow driver from this the teammates, let's say, and he's on the lead, and he's holding it, but Henry is closing the gap.
Yeah, he's got a couple laps left, 2.5 to go to hold him off. Rutanius as well. He held off Maxime B quite well as well. Maxime got very close as they approached down into the second chicane. Eric now drops to Psycho, coming through the first. Lesmos, can he go for a move at the inside of the second? He can't, and he will concede.
Oh, wide, and have a penalty as well. He will take a penalty, and that's not good for him. He has 4 seconds worth of penalty right now as he tries the move on Psycho, sorry, who has 2 seconds. And Psycho will try the inside. He caught it, but Maka is trying to maximize the exit. Psycho drifting Eric as well, and Maka will try to take at least one of them. Eric putting there on the right hand side the car to give Psycho the slip, so Maka can't gain that much out of that exit of Ascari. Very intelligent move right now. Eric goes a little bit wide, and Psycho will try to put the wheel there on the inside, but Eric, with a better traction, goes on the inside line for this main straight.
There goes Neon. Maxime B now. Neon makes his 16th overtake of the race. Well, the 16th position, he might have made more overtakes than that. But let's go back down to the battle for P6, and it's well and truly underway. Eric picks off P6. He gets Psycho, but Psycho might try it around the outside. There's a lot of cars there. Psycho's going to get passed by Maka. Look at the gaggle of cars we have here. It's side by side for Welsh Toast and Psycho down through the Curva Grande. Who's going to come out on top here right now? It's Welsh Toast as they go down into the De La Rogier chicane. Maka's on the inside. They're blocking. And there's a little bit of contact. Who is that? It's Psycho off. And that is not good news for him.
And not only that, but the leaders have 6 positions, I think, after the second chicane. But Henners right now is vulnerable. He doesn't have the DRS. Coffee Sipper will try to take the move for the lead of this race. It seems easy for the Dutch driver, and he doesn't go wide on Ascari, but the exit of the Carlin driver could be better. He's really close at the moment. He's really close as well. Stones and Eric have an exchange on Ascari just before actually, and Backrow will try to take a look at that.
I don't think Henna's wanted to overtake down into Parabolica because he wants to get the move done into turn 1 and then lead from there. We are coming on to the last lap now for the two leaders. It is lap 8 of 8, and here he goes, pushing on Coffee Sipper now. He's applying all of the pressure. He's going to go for the inside line. Henna's a very experienced racer. Up the inside in the Carlin, goes for it. He's still got Coffee Sipper on his inside through 2 though. Coffee Sipper finds nothing of it, and he might have cost himself there some time trying to defend that because he's got 2 other Dutch drivers, Drutanius and Neon. There's a lot of exchanging going on behind them. Who is that? Four-door sedan basically parked on the apex. Who is that? Williams has gone into him in the SMP. And oh my goodness, not good news for these guys down at the back. But meanwhile, the battle for P1 rages on because it's no longer just a 2-horse race. In fact, it's more like a battle for P2 because Hennes is leaving Coffee Sipper in his dust, and he's leaving him to fend off 2 of his fellow Dutch drivers. What a drive from Neon he's having, even with Rutanius' DRS. The speed that Campos is carrying down this straight. They're side by side as they come into Ascari for the final time tonight. They are literally touching wheels. Neon takes a lot of the curb to get ahead of his teammate. And there's a Coffee Sipper. They've come in together, and Neon's got into them, and Rutanius has avoided it. Rutanius will be victorious provided he can get through Parabolica unscathed. Maxime B will take P2. Coffee Sipper just limping out of that incident. Hennes and Neon cannot say the same. They were not quite so fortunate, but it's Drutanius. He wasn't expecting P2 yesterday in Endurance. I don't think he was expecting a win here in Italy in F2. Maxime B, what a drive from him. He won the first race. He gets second in the sprint race. Maka gets P3 on the podium once more. But Neon and Hennes, I don't think either of them will be happy with that one. But my, oh my, Coffee Sipper as well. He manages to get home in 4th, an impressive recovery from what was a huge incident.
Oh god, I think Hennes was side by side with Coffee Sipper on the exit of Ascari as Rutanius and Neon were pushing, well, they were pushing there for the podium. Neon got it, Rutanius was a little bit offline, but well, after that, well, he got the best place because he spotted all that incident. Hennes, I think, got oversteer. He went to the left part. Coffee Sipper got boxed in. Neon, well, both leaders went to the left part. Neon tried to avoid it as soon as he could see there the space. He went to the left and wasn't the correct side, and he got collected. And out of the race, Rutanius was on the right part of the track, and he got lucky that he went really well. He escaped that one.
Yeah, he really did, and he's celebrating. You can see why I think anyone will be celebrating avoiding that incident. It was quite monumental. I think he'll be thanking himself that he got overtaken by Neon through Ascari there. So Rutanius wins ahead of Maxime B here, and so nice. Maka picks up the podium position again. I don't think he would have been expecting to be there either. But that is our podium. It's not the podium we were expecting. Coffee Sipper from pole gets 4th place. Looked like he might have been able to defend Hennes for potentially a win, but at least a P2 ahead of his 2 fellow countrymen. It turns out that a Dutch driver did win it, but it was Rutanius who picks up P1. Maxime B, the Canadian P2, and the Welshman and Maka P3. Coffee Sipper limps it home in 4th. Welsh Toast 5th. Back row 6th. Eric in 7th. Varrock in 8th. Four-door sedan in 9th. And Williams in 10th. They all scored a point, but realistically, I think points will have to be adjusted for the fact that this was supposed to be a sprint race. Instead, it's a 25% feature race. Jimsy John, the only other 2 finishers, I do believe. Hennes and Neon, they're classified, but we all know how that one ended on that final lap. That huge crash that saw both of them into the wall and retired. Psycho, Matt, Fabri Flame, JA Games, Shane, and Moen all failing to finish this one as well. But Alex, I don't think that there's much more to add. That was absolutely incredible. That is the most dramatic finish we have seen to a race here in F2 for quite some time. And we've had a couple of dramatic finishes, but
Spa was actually very intense as well. Brain still losing the the lead of the race on the last sector as well, like we saw today. But this was this implied more drivers there. So I think Neon I think can be happy about that recovery from last or third, and that I actually thought at that moment before the incident he was going to take P1 as I saw both leaders spinning. I thought Neon was going to take P1, but that wasn't the case. As he had to choose very quick, and the decision was not the correct.
Yeah, well, that is so unfortunate. Thank you everyone for watching. That has been Formula 2 action here at the Temple of Speed, rounding out our week of racing in Italy. Action resumes on Tuesday, where Alex will be joined by Stryfium over on our Twitch channel, the same time as this, 8 p.m. GMT, 9 p.m. CET, or 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our friends over in the Americas. That'll be around Singapore, the street circuit, a completely different beast to Monza that we've been having this week. But be sure to check us out over there. It's on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for tiers 3 through 1, as well as the Americas on Tuesday evening. But make sure you're here, subscribed on the YouTube as well for all of the race replays, highlights, that kind of thing. Smash the like button as well here on the stream. It helps us out a ton. And be sure to check out our amazing partners, Next Level Racing, in the link in the description if you're looking for a sim racing rig, wheel stand, flight sim, anything like that. They're the place to check out. But with that being said, what an amazing race. What a crazy finale. But we can't rate anyone, of course, being on YouTube, but we will, of course, hit you with the outro as always. That's all from me and Alex. Thank you all very much for watching, staying with us through the technical difficulties, and we'll see you in the next one.
We are back. We are back with some Tier 1 action.
And that is the AlphaTauri of Adrian straight head on into the Red Bull. And the Kai Bacchini has joined the party, and he's on these medium compound tires in the Merc. This very late braking from the Ferrari. He locks up and he blocks Zamis. And who is that? That is Jean with a fantastic exit, and he is going to get ahead of both of them here. So I believe it's crossing the line now, checkered flag. Adam and Bajar the first two to catch it early. Vettel now rounding the final two turns of 22 and 23 here in Singapore. The racing points collect the 1-2. Battery, there goes Ben the Bear now just ahead, taking the checkered flag, coming through the Casio triangle. It's still wheel to wheel between these two. Mick out with a great traction. Oh, what a run out of the chicane, and he gets it done. How's the exit for the Ferrari? Good so far. You can see wheel to wheel coming down the straight into turn 4. It's the Ferrari leading through. Ben, wheel to wheel now with Revo, and he has so much pace in this racing point right now. It's wheel to wheel between these two. How's somebody gonna go? He's drifted off. Does the exit? What an exit out of the Williams. Does he get him? There's a big snap. Jake looking on the inside of 8 and 9. It's the Mercedes coming around the outside of 9. Does he get this move done on Tim? This is huge. This is absolutely massive. A drag race coming through 10 now, down into 11. Here we go, and Zamis has the popcorn.
But Yukio tries to turn in, and Domi just says,
oh, the Stars.
Just for a second.
What a move from the Stars. That is the Renault of Van Putten up the inside of the Williams into turn 1. Freeware's gonna get Yoda. Freeware's gonna get Yoda.
Yoda wins the race!